And then we get to the most important thing. Saying yes. I feel in my heart, I think, that the reason God sent Gabriel to Mary is that God knew Mary's heart. God knew she would say yes. God knew she would say yes because she had said yes 1,000 times in 1,000 different ways before that day. This is what I think. I don't know if I'm right, but this is how I think about it. I think Mary had said yes to God over and over and over again in the smallest and biggest details of her life. So that when Gabriel came and says this astonishing thing that is really incomprehensible, she could say, yes. I don't understand it, but yes. Here I am. Let it be as you have said. So God longs to be born in the world. God longs to be present in the world through us. The way God is present in the world and works with us is modeled by Mary. In obscurity, in hiddenness, in mystery, in perplexity, in the seemingly impossible, because it is the work of God in us. But all of that, all of God's purposes, are constrained by only one thing. Will we say yes? Will we say yes? In our lives, to God, not knowing what that means. You can't know what it means because we can't see the future when we say yes. Now, let's shift just a moment. God wants to be born in the world through us, and Mary shows us how this happens. But why does God want to be born in the world? Because God wants to be incarnated through us to touch the suffering of the world with love and compassion. But it is ferocious love and compassion. The God who wants to be born in the world through us wants the world to be changed through us. Who is this God? The God who wants to be born in the world through us is the God we read about in Psalm 146. This is not something that happened once and isn't that nice. You and I are called to express the truth of God in our life because it matters. Because there is injustice in the world. Because there is oppression. Because the number one question that a lot of people woke up this morning with was, what am I going to eat today? Because today, 10-year-old girls will be sold into sexual slavery. That will happen today in our world. Because today, as we sit here, somewhere, someone is being tortured to death. This is not just about a nice story. Who gives justice to the oppressed? Food to those who hunger, who sets the prisoners free, who opens the eyes of the blind, who lifts up the bowed down, who cares for the stranger, who sustains the widow and orphan. Jesus' birth is about God coming into the world. God's birth in us is about God coming into the world and not to leave the world the same way. When Mary said yes, she was saying yes to something so much bigger than she could possibly have understood. When we say yes to God, we are saying something very big. Magnificat, if read in a certain way, is not a happy song. It's a song about subverting the way the world is built. So, God wants to be born in us. God wants to be born in the world through us. Because God wants the world to be changed by us. So as we move from Advent to Christmas, let's remember that at Christmas we rejoice and celebrate the birth of Jesus. We are also celebrating the birth of God in Jesus' community for a reason. Because the God of Psalm 146 wants to be seen in the world and heard. Changes Christmas, doesn't it? So, what do we do with this? Well, here's a challenge. For the next week, find 10 minutes in your day to say, sit in quiet, find a place to be alone, sit quietly, and say yes to God. What are you saying yes to? Who knows? Just try that. Just 10 minutes. Don't do anything but say yes to God. With each breath. Just breathe in, yes. Breathe out, yes. Who knows where it'll take you? thank you for the gift of your attention, and a happy Christmas to all of us.